Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Dead End here in City Skylines. Where last episode, guys, we finally built the huge freaking dam within the big river. It took a while. We finally got it all in. And we've been playing around with the water kind of levels for quite some time to try and get that fine balance of it kind of consistently pushing water out. Which means it then should hopefully have a consistently... well, be basically, I can't even English, consistently making power. Wow, that took a while to say. Now, a lot of you guys in the comment section saying, yo, Seniac, you forgot to hook up to the power grid. And I completely know. The only reason I haven't hooked up to the power grid just yet is because it's not consistently making power. I was trying to kind of fine-tune it, balance it, and once I can rely on it, we can then start pulling power from it because I don't want it to kind of kill off any of my towns or cities just yet. But today, guys, now that we have that linked over, it technically creates the first river crossing as you're able to drive over the dam, and it's now enabled us to access the other side of the area. And, how do I say it, boys? How do I say it right now? We might be looking at creating more river crossings. I can't even... Guys, today I can't even English. More river crossings today. If you do enjoy this series, please smash that like button down below. If you're new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you know when the next episode does come out. See, I could say all that, but I can't say river crossing. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So, to take a look at our big dam right now. Looking so beautiful. I kind of smoothened off the edges of the kind of the undergrowth section here of the land, just so it looks a little bit more flush. I can't really do much with it here because naturally that's just how it is. But right now it's having an output of 1,600, which is crazy right now. So freaking crazy right now, and it's amazing. It's not spilling over. It's working just fine. I think having this little side access river going down here kind of like takes the edge off it quite a bit. So any excess water kind of filling up will actually just go down this escape route, as it's now known. So what are we doing today? Well, before we do get this all connected to the major power grid, there's a few things I want to get done. By creating this dam, it's now giving us access to over this region. And when you look at it, from like this side or whatnot. Let me go into kind of the cinematic view. Excuse me. There we go. We have this little bit of flat land, which is kind of like a little basin surrounded by mountains. So, oh my goodness me, you can't really go anywhere unless you create some really kind of funky looking roads and whatnot. But by giving access to this area, we also then have this little kind of indentation that kind of comes down from this side, which is where we could potentially run the highway through, maybe a train line through as well, to access this area, and have this road also access it too. So this can then eventually maybe have some type of town or industry built on it, which is really excited. I'm really excited about that. But I need to sort out the infrastructure to be able to get over here. Now, as of right now, I just kind of hooked up this road because I wasn't too sure if the dam needed like garbage or policing or service needs. I wasn't 100% sure. Turns out it doesn't need it, but I kind of added the road in anyway. But I need to configure this highway coming down right now to kind of bow it out a bit so I can create a little roundabout. And this road leading in is going to connect to that roundabout so we keep it all on the highway. But it also allows me then to have this highway road not get down to here, but then come down to access this area, where I can do something over here. Now, I've been seeing some comments pretty much every episode, and I've ignored them to this point, but I'll kind of throw a little bit of a secret right now, guys. Some peeps wanting a casino, Las Vegas style town. What if I did a straight road going down here? Some people might class that as a strip. You see where I'm going, boys? But that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, one thing I gotta do is make sure that from here, so say from this area over here, say this roundabout, I gotta make it where going down this highway and across the bridge is the quicker road, because I don't want them to all be chugging along here as the main road right now because it doesn't have the bandwidth to be able to upgrade the road access on top of the dam. I mean, maybe we could use the touching mud, I don't know, but it would look kind of ridiculous. So I want to have it going up there in this way as being the main infrastructure line. So whatever I built down here, I got to watch my speed limits, basically. Fingers crossed that's how it kind of works out. I might have to make this road a little bit more windy and bendy to make it a little bit longer. But we'll see how it goes. That is going to be my ideas today. So, I think before we start then, we take a look at this entry section coming down here. Now, it's quite a sheer drop as it comes down. So, I've got the option to where I could potentially just create a bridge that goes all the way over. It becomes quite the feature. I could smoothen off some of the area a bit. All right, there we go. Just to kind of make the landing a little bit more cleaner. Because that's what it's all about. When you're kind of engineering big projects like this, you've got to think of how we're getting down to these kind of areas. So if I just kind of also bulk that out a bit, bring that down as much. So it's still, the drop is still there, but it's not as harsh. Now, I do want to bring the train line coming down as well, because that is one of the benefits or one of the kind of good things about this. Now, I'm going to do the train line and the actual highway bridge in 2 different stages. We can have a highway bridge that comes up here, turns and goes straight across, which will eventually link down to there. But I'm going to make the train line bridge follow this 4-lane boulevard bridge going across. I think that will be like a better system. So I technically want to create 3 crossings right now coming from Drought over to what would be like maybe like a small town over here. No idea what it'd be called. But that might have a good... I mean, I don't know whether you want to create a beach here, but it's got good vibes for beaches. It's not as harsh as these jagged edges. And then to take us down to there. So the train line is going to go across here. We'll have a station here which serves this whole area, and then scoot down in that direction. So the train line is going to be on the left side of this access point. So next question is, what type of highway am I going to be doing? The 4-laner? Yeah, we'll go with the 4-laner because you just never know. You literally just never know. So if I select, for example, there, and look at this, man. This is going to be ridiculous to get it going all the way down. So I think what we do first, do I smoothen this off to make it a little bit more flat? Because I didn't realise you actually sink quite far down, don't you? Alright, so it's more of a gradual decline that we're going to be going through. If I up the brush size here. There we go. So more of a gradual decline. And it's going to go off in a huge bridge it's going to tear off on. Which I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you. I might actually select here. Bulk the land out a bit. Select there. Bulk the land out a bit to here. I feel more comfortable doing it this fashion. So if I just kind of naturally just do that, and then we're going to go big brush size. And see what we can kind of get away with. Because we're going to have a bridge to a certain extent, but I don't want it to be the monstrosity that it is. It looks like that a river once ran down here, and that's just all the soil that subsided on it. That looks a little bit more natural. Right, anyway. So, how are we coming to here? So if I bring it just to there for now. Okay. And then if I do the same for the train line. It's going to have that run. Say about there, that's fine. To there. So I know the entry points of both of those. So that's going to eventually come around and connect up to there. That's going to go this way and then kind of turn to connect over to there. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I'll put it back into play mode then. And we'll start with our first river crossing. And we'll utilize this side here. So that's going to go directly across, but I need to do it as a bridge. Now I can't build on water apparently, which we all know that. And where is the snap? The snap is happening. So, hang on. Where am I kind of bringing it from there? Gotcha. So the snap happens here. So if I did it to there. Damn. It's quite a big bridge, isn't it? It's quite a big bridge, but I want to try and get it all aligned at the same height. So if I select it all to here, and if I align the object height of to here, so that comes in hot and heavy there, which is actually quite a cool little idea because I can then have roads passing underneath it, which I kind of really do like the idea of that. So if I brought this out there, and then we slowly brought the bridge down. So if I did it to a 1 there, and then we're doing a normal road as it then pumps up. So I'll bring it to there, and at some point we'll have like a roundabout to kind of then send them in the direction that they need to go in. Now what I'll do right now is the exact same thing, but then for the train line. So if I chose here, just give it a little bit of distance in between the pair of them. So where's the snap on this? Well, then again, we're not really going to see a snap, are we? If I just do it there, so then I've got the snap in my hand. Bam, there. And I got to do this exact same thing like I just did to the bridge. So select it all. Align it to the same object height of you. So we get a more strong, solid line cutting across. And then to here, we'll bring it down to 0. Good. So what this will do then, it will then kind of bend slightly here for a station, then go up in that direction. And then I could potentially have an alternative station that goes from down here across down to here. I don't know, depends on how it all plays out. But we currently have, if I go into tunnel mode here, we have the line coming into there. We have a line coming into there. I could keep them lines as they are, or I can extend the one from Tumbleweed to over here, or I can have a completely separate line altogether, which will come out of platform 3, for example. And then utilize that. But what I could do to make it look all kind of semi-normal is I can merge them all together. Now, if I brought this up for the 9x9 bend that it currently is going to be like that. And then if I just do something as simple as this. Now, it's not going to be utilized, it's just the aesthetics. Celiac saying big words right now. Has he been reading dictionaries, boys? It goes across there, but we're mainly going to be using the third line to kind of cut across. There we go. There we go. So, I won't stick around about just there just yet. We're going to think about doing the highway cutting across. Now, at the moment, it is a singular, well, national road. We'll bulk it up because I can eventually see it being quite a heavily used road. So I'll sort all that out momentarily. Now, we also want to bridge this across as well. Now, this gets a little bit more difficult because it's also going to incorporate a bend. And so if I pick something, oh my goodness me, that is huge, isn't it, this bridge? Right, if I picked here, like that, so it's slightly not in line, because that's going to go up to there and bend that way. So we can have like a little turn-off point there, one over here. So we've got 2 beautiful crossings. That one would probably be more used for people just want to get over to there. This one's there for everything else. This should be good. So doing the same again. I'm going to select all that. Pull it to the same object height of you. But what I'm going to have to do is delete back to here. So we can then go on to create the bend, which is a 24 by 20. Oh, that's right. We can't bend with that type of bridge. But I can elevate it up like that. Very funky. Right, if I now just get this all correct. And if I slope them, that's better. And we got our big bridge going across. Got to sort all this out. I'd probably eventually do like what we've done over here. Not to this extent, but having that, you know, the underpass road that allows them to go straight under to kind of bypass the whole roundabout. That's something that I'll probably eventually do, but it won't be until we start seeing like a dramatic amount of traffic using it. Right. So going in a straight line, that would eventually meet up to there. But we want to then bring this down to the level playing field. So I bring it down to one, well, down to 1 there. And then we're back to normal. So bringing that up to here. We're then looking for the snap. So a 19 by 19. And we're pretty much on the way. So that's how the highway cuts across. We then have the normal road and the train line to Drought passing over right now. All good. So I'm going to have to bulk up these roundabouts. Someone suggested that maybe I'd turn the roundabouts into a 3 lane because of the amount of capacity and stuff that we're going to be using and running on it, which is probably a really good idea to eventually do something like that. But it won't be until I get more, you know, traffic on the roads, so we kind of look at it, because you never know how it's going to turn out. So yeah, we've got that road going right down here with a train line, which will connect down to here. So this will be like an end town. We'll have a town over here as well. They won't be hugely densely populated or whatnot. I think these will still be the biggest ones at the moment until I build Casino Town over here. That's going to be big. That's going to be a big town. I got a really cool feature for that as well and how we can build it. But I'll leave that. That's for another. That's another headache another time. So that all leads across them. All good. All good. All good. Okay. Okay. So, okay, we've got the train line coming across, we've got the road coming across here, we've got the highway coming across here. So, I want them to be the shortest routes based on, because of the speed limit that you can take going down here. Then we need to sort out something here then for building up on this. So, now I know that nobody really needs to use this road at the minute. I'm going to get rid of it. Right. And eventually I'm going to create a road here with a roundabout. And eventually the road's going to come down to here, which will, by default, lead down to this area. And then we'll have a little turn off to go onto this, thus making this even more the shorter route. But I feel like I don't need to build it just yet until I maybe go on to build this project. Now, for the whole time we've been doing this, have you noticed that the this is still pumping out 1,600? So I think we've perfectly got the dam balanced right now. I think we have. So with that said, I think we can utilize it. So if I just run that up to there, that is now part of the major power grid, and we'll never ever run out of power again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So. Let's sort this junction out then, because I can see this eventually being a huge pain for me. Now, I'll delete the whole junction to begin with. I know it's going to kill off this whole area, but the fact that we've got this junction over here, they can still utilize it. It's not the end of the world. Just got to set something a little bit better up. So I delete that back to there. I'll delete that to there. And what we'll do is we'll create our little national road here. So, right, let me bring this down as like a T-junction right now. I'll use normal roads to kind of build it. So I bring that down to there. And we'll select, so that's going to run up. I want it to bend in to about there, this. Right, I'm going to pick here. So what I'll actually do is a 5 by 5. So at least this little section here is straight. I'm going to have to slightly adjust this a bit more as well. So if I take that back to where we originally connected it. And then if I delete you, if I delete you, delete you, delete you, and then upgrade that to a national road. So this will be the underpass that we kind of set up. So that then would, where's this going to connect? Let me bring this up a bit further. So it's actually a 7 it's going to be connecting in by. But what I've got to realise as well, I need little side access roads that can be coming around this. 7. Alright, it's about there, isn't it? 6. 7 by 7. And then I need that to connect up to here somehow. So if I bring that just to there for just a hot minute. Elevate all of that to that style of road. So that becomes a 19. Right, we got this. 19 by 19, but not so high in the sky, please. Right, there we go. That bends quite nice. And then we'll upgrade it just to there. We'll bring that to there. There we go. Whew. It's hard work, isn't it? It is legit hard work. So we've got that in then, which we need to create a little roundabout going over the top. don't we? So how that works then is we initially bring this down to here. We create our little roundabout mod right now. So shall I go for a 3-lane roundabout, 3-lane highway? If I bring it to a 60, is it going to look ridiculous? I don't think it would. I don't think it would. So then what we do then is I cut that across to there, but then I lower this. And it's actually going to be quite difficult to now do. So if I select you, select you, select you, select you, select you, select you, and I drop it down quite a bit. Okay. There we go. So then we need to disconnect these bits. I don't actually know why I'm doing it like this. I could have just literally undone that whole system there and did it a better way. I'm just awkward like that, okay? I'm just legit awkward like that. So align to object height of view, so the roundabout stays the same. And what I should have done is anarchied this all the way through, like that. Then with the 3-lane highway, elevated that up by upgrading it. Like that. And that's how it works. But I was too lazy to do it the other way. Right, that train line's going to have to be moved over slightly. But yeah, that's literally how it works right now. So we'll actually, as well, extend this line a bit. So we've got a little bit more freedom to run the little slip roads onto it. And this should work out pretty mighty fine, if you ask me. So with this road being slightly straight, I can run that to there, that to there, to somewhat have control over it. So if I bring that to there, that to there, and that will then connect into that split section there. This one's going to be the difficult one. Now what I'm going to have to do is first initially bend that up, bend that line up to there, just so I can then have the confidence to push this slightly over. I have to go a little bit more. So that pushed over a bit more there. And we kind of like bend that like that, bend that like that. So we have the confidence there where it doesn't look so ridiculous. And we then point or pick this point here. So if I do a 3 there, and I go back this way, and then that would connect to there. That would connect there, but we use the magic of the move it tool to kind of get these just right. So that would bend around. That would bend obviously down like that. But then that's going to slightly wiggle a bit. Just naturally because it kind of curves round, the road does. Okay, okay. So now select you, select you, select you, and select you. And slope those items of road. You, and you. Slope them slightly. And of course, I want to make sure that this road is not hovering. Like that, even though it's potentially facing the wrong way. So you would go that way as well. And it's a little bit too high as well, but I'll sort that out in just a moment. So connect to there, connect to there, and then this is where we use the move it tool again. So bringing that in. Bringing that into there. Bringing that down here. Bringing that in a bit. So each side looks slightly different, but we should be able to get away with it. We just got to smoothen off some of the the runs and whatnot. But it should be pretty good. It should all be pretty good. Now, I just want to select some of this stuff. So, you to you to you. So, there's not really much I can really pick from here. Oh, there was a node there. Snap. There we go. So, that doesn't look as gradient. Right. There, there, there. Just slightly bring them down so it, it doesn't look super duper high. And not really going to be able to do much of this, just because naturally of the edges are quite harsh and sharp. But does that become quite a cool little feature of this? That these sharp, jagged edges and these cliff walls. It looks like we naturally man-made. Well, it looks naturally a more carved out area, doesn't it? So then we want to lead this down. So this is my next question. This is a 4-lane road, so am I leading up with the turnoffs as 4 lanes? Like if I went there, and then if I went here, obviously flipping that one around. Doesn't really work out too well, does it? But we'll see how it goes. We'll just naturally see how it goes. So I got to sort everything out right now. So let me just quickly sort out the lane management. Just there and there and there. So none of these are switching over one another. Right. Oh, there we go. And we got to sort the roundabout out real quick. So if I remember this correctly, hold them both down. Click. And that's all done. Right? I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, that's all done then. So we have like a little bit of a better system for entering drought, and also have the ability now to bypass drought as vehicles do their thing. I'm just wondering if this is a little bit too high still. If I sloped it, that's better, isn't it? Yeah. So they can completely bypass it as well. So you haven't got to interact with any of the traffic and this junction as well. So you're running past pretty smooth, tearing through that area. That's actually quite exciting, isn't it? Because it allows us now to kind of do more stuff. Now this is ultimately be my guinea pig. Do you reckon, guys? Let me know. Should I upgrade the roundabout over here to a 3-laner? What do you think? Do you think it needs it? Should I upgrade all my roundabouts to 3-laners at this point? Now with the huge demand in traffic. I mean, some of them wouldn't need to be upgraded to 3 lanes, but it could be interesting, couldn't it? The more I look at this junction, the more I don't like it. But is that then something where I just get rid of it and make them all use this? Now I'm really pushing boundaries, aren't I? Yeah. Well, that's pretty sweet then. I'm kind of happy with that, how that has now turned out. We are going to want to create a little roundabout over here as well. So what I'll do is we'll do a little cross point there. Do I do a 3-lane roundabout? Well, it's in now anyway. Just there. And then I want this train station to kind of connect around here somewhere. Or maybe I should have made that roundabout a little bit further in. Is what I should have done to give us more room. In general. So, can I put a roundabout on the very end of it? I can anyways. I didn't need to do that little section. So a little roundabout there. So that will run a road going down this way. A road going that way. Which will then create a little overpass connection for the highway as well. And get it all kind of connected and intertwined. And then I want to basically have a station here. Now, station, I do not know which one to go with. It could be that I just set up a modular one like this. I can have this kind of one set up, where it's got subway lines on. I can have the back and forth route going this way to there, it's completely subway only. Can have a small train station. I don't know, but the options are there for us. So we'll have a station here. going down to there and a station there. Simply back and forth the drought where everyone's intertwined and connected, which is actually really exciting. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for it. Dam's still pumping out power like you wouldn't believe, so I think we have really got that nice little fine balance. Right, Cactus Oil Corp, how are you doing, sir? Is it room for some expansions for you right now? I think so. Oil industry, and so the last things we actually placed down was the Petrochemical Plant. And we placed down a couple of extra large oil drills as well. Still got the car wash built in, nice feature. So the Petrochemical Plant would have been this one, which is producing plastics. We've got the sludge plant, which produces petroleum. Now, how are we doing for this? Do I need to be pumping more oil out the ground, maybe? I mean, I would do if I wanted to create more products. So, where's my drills? Large oil drill. So if I do 1, 2, 3. If I do 3 more just there. And we got some storage over here as well, which is all good. We've got the little underpasses working out pretty well. Do I create an underpass just here? I mean, I can use that one right now. It's not completely out of the way. A little bit of water coming in. So that ups our now production. Acquisition. That's the correct term, isn't it? For oil. Which is pretty sweet. How full are these right now? They're pretty full. So we've got a huge backlog in oil that we can dump and sell at any time we want. But I think I'll create one of each one of these new larger buildings. So this is the oil waste refining facility. Actually, I'll create 2 of each. One there, one there. And then we have the cracker plant. Oh, these are huge. So if I do one there, one there. So got power, yeah. One of each right there. So that's really going to ramp up production, hopefully. Start to produce more. So we can see a lot of now vehicles heading over here to deliver the goods. It actually needs more power. We're running out of power over here. So it's all currently being run off wind turbines. And we'll keep it like that for now. Because we are trying to be conscious of what we're doing. I say that as we're dumping sewage, nuclear waste, oil waste into the river. But we are trying to do our best to be kind of eco-friendly. We've got our harnessing water power of a dam. We've got solar plants over here. We're cleaning up our waste that's been pumped back out. So we're trying to somewhat be environmentally friendly. It's not the be-all, end-all. We're not doing amazing, but you kind of get the point. You really do. Now, we still get this little traffic leading into here. So eventually, when I create the road coming down to there, I can then have one of these roads connect to it. So, it becomes another entry point into Hillside Industry area. I think it's just part of the job, isn't it? We just naturally got this huge demand for vehicles heading into industrial areas. Yeah, I really think so. So what demands we got? We've still got huge demands for industry, which I'm hoping that's going to settle some of it, even though not many people can kind of get over here. We've still got space for so many more workers, but the transport links are non-existent all the way over here right now. Not until I build something a little bit closer. I've often toyed with the idea of where we would potentially build the next industry to kind of utilize what's around us. I mean, it's all oil over here. A little bit of farmland there, but it's over the hillside. We got more oil over here. There's ore in the hills up there, which is pretty nice. Or down here, when there's farmland is. We don't really live anywhere near or close to any decent industries. Unless I set up like a fishing community. But again, everything that I want to create is going to be away from all of this. So it's just naturally building up more of what's around us. But what I could do is build more offices anyway. Because we got a few little offices here and there. Maybe build a few over here. So kind of extending the road network a bit. So if I brought this out to 15. Utilize this little extra bit of space I've got right now for offices. And offices are really good for putting on like roads that will be considered busy, because you can kind of get away with putting these on because there's technically going to be no traffic on them to a certain extent. So that will kind of use a little bit of our industry growth, but not too much. How many people live in drought right now? 10,000 people live in drought. How many people live in tumbleweed? 12,000. So there's still more people living in tumbleweed than there is in drought. Interesting. But that's just going to keep growing and growing because that's going to be a huge transport hub soon with all the other little towns and the cities that I kind of build around it. Is that still pumping up 1,600? That's amazing. That is amazing right now. It really is. So, these are my plans for next episode then. We're going to take a look at slowly starting to build some type of civilization around here. There is a little bit of oil over here too, so I've got the option to either build a small little oil plant, or I can completely scrap the idea and build the town going over to there. There's more oil down here, which I can maybe build a town based around the oil. But either way, I want to kind of build a small little town here, get the train line station provided and hooked up, which then will connect down to there for eventually heading in this direction. I was going to do this today, but I think I'll do it next episode because it's going to lead down to an idea I've got down here, which will need this kind of intertwined and connected to it as well to give us that secondary kind of area to drive in and out, which will be very, very important for the traffic. Give me some suggestions what you think on upgrading this to a 3-lane roundabout, pretty much like what I've done just over here. Now the traffic is really quiet over here because it's, at the minute, it's pretty much non-existent. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. But I think we will end it for here. It's only a few little expansions that we've pretty much done, but they're going to lead to so much stuff in the long run. We've got 3 big river crossings right now, which is really, really exciting. It really is exciting right now, and we're going to see how those go. But yeah, also guys, in the comment section too, let's think about an industry. We're going to need to build a secondary industry at some point, and we are surrounded by so much oil. There's a part of me that doesn't want to build another oil industry. I mean, we've got all the oil up here, but there's not really much going on around us. I could do a fishing town, but again, there's not really much going on around us. But if I go into the overview right now, basically how it is we've got oil, 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 oil. We've got some ore up here. We have some ore up here. We have farming all down here. So they're the 3 major industries. We don't really have any forestry to do because we don't really have much forest in the desert map. But we've got plenty of room for fishing. I don't feel like it will work in the river. I feel like it will work more down here. But again, you kind of then need more civilization down here. Or do we turn Casino Town into an industry? Whew. Too many ideas, guys. Too many ideas. But yeah, I'm loving these bridges. I'm loving the triple bridges that we've got connected and set up right now. Man, that's going to really bulk up this area. And guys, if you have enjoyed this episode, please smash that like bullet down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.